Hello, my name is Zero Clark 35, and I would like to welcome you to my Let's Play of Don't Starve Reign of Giants. This is one of my favorite games, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. I'm going to break this Let's Play up into seasons, each season being one life. Every time I die, we'll just move on to the next season. And hopefully I'll make it pretty far. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the standard character, Wilson. I'm going to make one small adjustment. I don't have a lot of experience with summer, so I'm actually going to go ahead and start off in autumn. I've survived several winters. I can't actually say that I've ever survived a summer. Let's hope. Let's jump right into the game. There's a lot of really cool stuff in this game that I've never got a chance to do. I really want to. I want to go spelunking. I want to explore some of the new items that I've never had a chance to mess with. A lot of them involve summer stuff. I actually haven't really been around the rain very much either. That was a very cool new feature. So we got the standard opening. There we go. Let's begin. Whenever you first start, the main thing you want to do is gather as much stuff as you can find. The primary things you're going to go after is that right there, flint. That's a good find to start off with so quickly. You want to make an axe as quickly as possible so you can start chopping down wood. We'll need that later on to survive our first night. You have to be very careful when chopping down these trees. I remember that. I think on the first day you're pretty safe, but around day 10 or so, these trees I think get a little hostile, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, we'll have to test that out, but whenever you can, it's always best to chop down the full-size trees. They usually give you enough stuff to plant 2 more to replace them. Since this game is all about finite resources, it's best to keep them as abundant as possible. Let's see. I need to try to gather up about enough food to last for a couple of days, so I can focus on finding a good place to start a camp. Some of the early things I'm really hoping to find is I need to find some stone, I need to find the rabbit dens, and I need to find the spiders. Those are the big 3 things that you want to focus on at first. Just gather. You really can't get too much grass. Grass is used to make traps, and traps are one of the few things that I will say that you really can never have too much of. They are just an invaluable resource. Finding lots of good stuff, just not exactly the stuff I was looking for. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. Might give me a chance to expand on my playstyle. Work different angles that I haven't necessarily done before. Very good. Gotta collect as much food as possible. You do want to be careful because it does spoil, which is actually a really great game mechanic. But so you don't want to collect too much or it'll just all go to ruin. But first couple of days, it's usually best to just get as much as you can. I'm probably not even going to attempt to put down a base for my first night, especially since I haven't really even found anywhere good to set up shop. I'm probably going to make 2 torches and use those to survive my first night. As long as you're in autumn, you can survive your first night with a couple of torches. If you're in spring, well, then your night's going to be a little too long, and you're probably if you're going to do it, you're going to want at least maybe 3 or 4. Hard to say on that one. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with spring. Hoping to change that. You know, I'm genuinely surprised how few Let's Plays there are of this game. I always thought it was one of the best games, and I don't know if it's because when you die you lose your world that just kind of scares people away, or what it is, but maybe they find it boring. I don't know. Very good. Got lots of lumber, that's always a good thing, especially early on. I'm gonna go ahead and make those torches now, so I don't get caught in the dark. Lots of good forest, but I just don't see... I need, you know, and I may have the wrong name, but I think it's called the Savannah. I need the Savannah biome, because that is where I usually like to set up base, because that's usually got the strongest concentration of rabbits. And rabbits are really good for surviving winter, especially your first winter. You do have to be careful though, because when you kill rabbits, they're considered an innocent creature, and that causes you to gain naughtiness. And if you get too much naughtiness points, then the Krampus comes and steals your stuff. And I've never actually had to face him myself, so I don't know if he actually tries to kill you or not. Good question, honestly. I'm sure I'll probably end up finding out, because I mean, you can only be nice for so long in this game. And there goes the night, and didn't quite make it. Okay. And there's my torch. Now let's see. So, there we go. Savannah. Very nice. What all is out here? It's really hard to see at night. For the most part, it's usually not worth really traveling that much at night. But when you're still trying to set up your first base, it's a good idea to just look. A lot of stuff in this game boils down to location. If you can find a good location, you're set. That has got to be the smallest little savanna thing I've ever seen. That was just ridiculously small. Wow. I think that's literally the smallest one I've ever seen. See if I got better luck with this one. Now, a great thing, the reason I went ahead and did 2 torches is you'll see this one's about to burn out. When it actually hits 0, it'll go ahead and just replace it with this one, so that, see, and there it went. That way you don't have to do it yourself, and you don't end up dying from Charlie, I think is his name, if I remember right. I always just used to call him the Boogeyman, but I think his actual name is Charlie. Stone. That is good. Definitely need stone. This will allow us to go ahead and set up for our more permanent base. You can make a campfire with just grass and logs, and it's great, but it burns out, and when it does, it just disappears, so you have to craft it all over again. If you make the stone one, it's permanent. Well, unless you choose to break it apart, but then all you have to do is add fuel and it just springs back to life. And it's more efficient. It takes less fuel to get through a full night cycle than it does without the stone. Now, I know I'm probably going to build my first base here, but the real question is, where in here do I want it? If I could find some spiders somewhere nearby, that would be ideal. Because spiders have some of the most important resources that you need in this game. They carry silk, and they are also turned into monster meat. And while monster meat is not really good for you, you can use it to survive some really harsh conditions, so it's actually a really good thing. Axe is already gone. They really could have made these tools last a little longer. Okay. Travel back up through here. Just kind of looking and hoping. Really need to find a spider den. I know I'm ignoring lots of good resources. I'll come back and get it, but I mean, I really want my permanent base set down before the end of today, so I really need to find spiders. Yes, I know you're hungry. I will feed you. I will not let you starve to death. At least not this early, anyway. Carrots. Oh, pig. Very good. Bees. Now that's good. Bees are where you get honey from. It can be a little tricky to set up because you have to have stuff set up right. But because again you need silk, because once you get silk you can get the stuff you need to break it apart and rebuild it close to your base and have them collect honey for you. And that is one of the absolute best resources in the game. Again, it's dependent on these stupid spiders, and I'm just having the worst time tracking down a nice little spider den. You can usually find them in with the forests. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this while I'm right here. You want to light a few trees on fire. You want to be careful how many, but it does give you charcoal. And charcoal is a very good early item to get, because you need it for creating things like drying racks and crock pots. Lots of good stuff. I really am going to have to throw down that base. I really needed to find some spiders. That's really is an essential. seeds. Oh, very nice. I think I can make it through the next night with a couple of torches, too. Okay, so we got a nice little stone biome mixed in with a savanna one. That's actually nice. Okay, time's fixing to click over. I'm gonna wait to the last possible second. Get the most out of my torch. There it goes. Oh, goodness. I saw that. That is something you want to steer clear of. That thing creates hounds. And they are extremely tough little buggers. I think this is called a desert biome, and it's supposed to be quite harsh, if I remember correctly. Cactuses you want to avoid picking, especially early on, because they hurt you every time you pick one. Lots of good stone, though. Like I said, this could really be a nice area. This depends on what all I find around it. It's actually a pretty good sized savanna. Go ahead and take that off so we don't waste it. Got a few scattered rabbit holes. I could make do. I actually prefer them a little closer together so you have less travel time, but I mean, there's enough. I could make do with that. If I could just find the other things that I need. I need to find beefalo, because one of the big things you need is fertilizer, which you unfortunately have to pick up in the form of poop. And those pesky spiders, which for some reason seem to be hiding from me. This is really a huge savanna. And it looks like the center is not even savanna grass. It looks like the center might be actual grass. And there's my spider den. That is perfect. And then a good concentration of rabbits right through there. Good amount of grass. Is that going to come back to bite me? Well, I kind of wanted to build right there, but I'm not sure if the fact that that's a walrus camp's going to end up hurting me in the long run. If I remember correctly, the walruses are quite brutal. You know what? I'm going to risk it. This will work nicely. I like this area. I really do. Okay. So here's these guys. Nice concentration right there. This spot right here seems flat enough for my taste. So let's go ahead and get me an axe going. Try to chop down just a little bit more of this. Oop, and I'm fixing to start starving, which is no good. Okay, I'll go ahead and drop that back down. There we go. Berries. Go ahead and set down a stone fire. Go ahead and place it right here. Now I'm also going to try to place a science machine, which I need. Oh, I never did find gold. Well, that's going to be problematic. Let's just run up there real quick. That's a great thing about having that so close. So I can just run up here and grab a little bit. I'm going to need to drop some stuff real quick. As long as there aren't moles around, you can pretty much drop stuff on the ground without worrying about it. Not going to drop too much though, just to be on the safe side, but there we go. There should be plenty of room. And one of the really important early things, and I guess I just completely forgot about it, is you need a little bit of gold. You need gold so that you can build a science machine. Oh my god, gears! Oh, that is perfect! Oh, that is excellent. Assuming I steer clear enough so they don't kill me right here at the beginning. That is... Okay, that is really good. Alright, you know, I was thinking this through a little bit, and what I'm going to do is these early games, the nights are short enough where it's not really that big a deal, but once they get a little longer and a little bit more boring, especially when I get my main base set up, I'm probably going to just set up a skip night button inside the YouTube video so that you don't have to suffer through the boring parts. But for right now, this early in the game, I don't think there really are any boring parts, because it's pretty much constantly doing something. Pick that up. And there's my science machine. Very good. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more fuel on the fire, get it going good. Cook up some food. The food actually does a lot better if you cook it before you eat it. But if I remember correctly, it also decreases how long it's good for, so you don't really want to cook it until you're ready to eat it. Okay, you can stay on the ground. Now, I need to refine some boards. Okay, go ahead and get rid of the stones for just a second. Okay, and with these boards, I can create my very first chest. Now I can unload some of this extra stuff. Okay, let's see. I want to go ahead and get rid of most of this. Twigs you always want to hold on to. Same thing with the lumber. Wow, I didn't realize I went through that much lumber that quickly. You really want to be careful doing that, because if you get rid of too much lumber too quickly, it's very easy to end up dead. If your light goes out at night, I think his name's Charlie, will come and kill you. So you gotta make sure you keep enough. If worst comes to worst, I could use the charcoal. Plus that, and there's a little tree right there I can chop down, so I'm not too worried. Take that back. Really want to go ahead and do the backpack, which will give me a little bit more carrying space. Downside is you can't wear a backpack and armor. You always have to pick and choose. Kinda sucks, but that's okay. I need a spear, so I need some rope. So I need to refine some rope. Make a spear. Now I've got my weapon. The grass suit is actually a really horrible armor. Oh, I don't have enough logs. Next video I'm definitely going to make a log suit. They are much better. Go ahead and put what logs I do have on here. I'll have to go ahead and chop down these trees as soon as daylight comes. I'm probably going to go ahead and end this video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you at my next Let's Play.